Hey YouTube fam, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me for this tarot reading. This round is just going to be a general all signs, positive vibes. What kind of message of encouragement do you need right now? Do you just need to, chill? You don't need to be a Virgo. I got that covered. I just want to chill. Thank you so much for keeping me company. Let's see what kind of positive vibes we can get into this round. Okie dokie. I have pre-shuffled as per usual. So let's go ahead and cut the decks together. Don't mind my scratches and things. I'm a clumsy bitch. All right, moving on. And there are cats and their calicos. Moving on. We have the vow. I saw this recently in a personal reading. So apparently it's time. Hello, look at the camera. Apparently it's time for me to share it with you. This card is a bit of a reminder, fam. The promise, the oath, the contract. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts, karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that the reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness. The laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten, so breaking them can leave lingering complexities. Whatever. And loose ends, fam, right? This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. I feel like that last part there is what I'm really vibing on with this particular right now, is not only recognizing the power of your promises and your words and being cognizant of your words, but also just your power in general. The way you influence and inspire others, good, bad, ugly, whatever, right? Whether you're in a good mood, blah, 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 right? And needing to be more cognizant of that, more aware of the way you're reacting, the way you're living, and how does it really truly align with you, with your goals, with the person you've always thought you were or would be, right? What about the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck? Storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Thank goodness, shit. Just when you thought things were taking a turn for the better, in came a hurricane of hurt. And now you find yourself utterly exhausted from trying to survive it all. Rest assured, the clouds are finally starting to part, making room for the much-needed sun. Like the clouds, you should also let go of past or present pain in order to make room for something better. This is a heads up that the tower has fallen and it's time to move on. Don't grab things, and I bring this up a lot. Don't grab things, the rubble from the rubble and try to put them back where they were. They're not meant to be there anymore. You know what I mean? Either this structure isn't meant for you anymore, period, or you know what I mean? Like, you need to move on. There are things that have been going on. Like, this is the ending of a chapter, and you need to remember who you are. What you set out to do, the things you've wanted to do, what makes your soul purr and the like, right? You already know. So I'm not sure if there's actually any confusion here, if I'm just babbling. It could be a bit of both. That's fair. What about the clarification? I don't know. We'll find out, fam. This is YouTube. Let's lighten the mood, right? I like to think of the tarot as its own story, its own chapters and whatnot. Maybe these are the prologue, whatever. And what's chapter 1, fam? Yeah, that seems about right. So, this is clinginess, right? There's an ideal, there's an idea, and there's fear involved, right? Like, okay, I've got this money. For example, just since it's pentacles, and usually people think of money with the pentacles, it's so much more than money, but so I've got this money and I've got it all saved up, and now I don't want to spend any of it. And even if it's for something in particular, right? Like you saved up your money, it's time to get that new PC, right? A new computer upgrade, whatever the heck. But now you don't want to spend that money. Or having all this nest egg money in case anything happens with the car, any kind of medical shit or whatever the heck. But now you've just been sitting pretty on this nest egg, still living like you're low income. Just example. Why though? Why aren't you living? Why aren't you enjoying the fruits of your labor? And, you can fulfill your responsibilities and still live, still enjoy yourself. What are you clinging to is the question, right? Because the pentacles are everything. They're the earth, all these seeds planted, these ideas, right? What is it that you're stuck on, that you're clinging to? Because if you're doing that, then you're blocking yourself from the abundance of more. You know what I mean? If you're so worried about money, even though you have money that you never spend it, then you're closing yourself off from even more money. If you're so, you can it, right? It's having this fear that everything's going to go wrong, that all your hard work or whatever, like if you switch it up, if you relax and unclench, something's going to fall apart, right? That survival mode. You're clinging to survival mode. I finally got there, fam. Woo! Took me half an eternity. And you really need to unclench. Unclench those butt cheeks, fam. It's time to relax. Like you've already got the ball rolling. And now it's all about follow through and being open to life and experience and more abundance, right? When you get what you want, when you get your manifestations, you meet your goals. Well, now it's time to dream bigger, fam, right? What's chapter 2? Well, okay then. Justice and Libra coming in for some balance. And if you weren't sure, she's even got the scales going on. So this is the karmic shit. This is balance, fairness, equality. You know what I mean? Cause and effect. Yeah. There could be legal proceedings going on. If there are things that you're worried having done, like poor and bad behavior, so when you hear things about karmic or justice, it kind of makes you uncomfortable. The main idea with that is to just handle it with grace. You know what I mean? It's a lesson. Embrace the lesson. Embrace challenges as lessons. Okay, what can I learn from this? Cool, this is an opportunity. It may appear difficult at first. It may appear annoying or frustrating at first. This is an opportunity. You know what I mean? It's not about greed and gain or whatever. It's about growing and evolving. Whatever it is. Letting the cards fall where they may or lay, right? We got that pillar action happening again. But we also have that... I have some cool lights going on right about now, but I'm pretty sure that's a light blue sky behind her. And light blue is that that mindfulness, that inner calm, right? When you think of light blue skies, you know, you think of beautiful days, right? Birdies singing and calm water, right? She doesn't look upset. She looks fair and just and chillin'. Kind of curious as to what kind of chair she's on, because she seems fine with her flowing red robe. She has like the red and green are both represented, right? Green is nature and red is, yeah, passion, but it's also, you know, our heart, our lifeblood, love, right? There's so much balance that it's like boom, boom. Well, chapter 3. Dang. Okay. So this can be a spontaneous adventure. I mean, thank you for taking me seriously, I guess. Going on there, well, fine, then I need a vacation. Fuck yeah, you do, fam. So we have a bunch of 4s, I just realized. We have 54, 44, good old 4, and then 2 4s go into 8. Hey-oh. Dang, fam, dang. It's like a point's being made again. So this can be spontaneous adventures. It's mainly like movement and rapid, you know, manifestations, but it can also be messages, right? But again, we have that pale blue sky and this luscious green landscape and stuff. There is it a mountain or a home? That's a bit of a castle. So right now the vibe I'm noticing that is bringing to me is going on a vacation or going somewhere, going on a road trip, getting the heck out of your own home. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out how to put this vibe that I'm feeling to words. Let's go ahead and continue on and see if that'll help. The 2 of Swords. Okay. But again, we have light blue. So maybe what's coming up is going to lead you to a decision, right? So if we're talking about contracts and such, then just make sure you read every word, you know, go to a lawyer for consideration if you need to, just to make sure. Someone who's better at legalese, Google it, I don't know. Just know what you're signing before you sign things. I like to refer to the 2 of Swords as the never again card. I'm really noticing the white that they're wearing and the white that they're blindfolded by right now with all this blue. And it's like almost, it's kind of gray. And they're sitting on like a gray rock or whatever, slab kind of thing, cement or whatever. And gray can tend to like these neutrality, impartiality. You know what I mean? No bias or whatever. This is feeling very... Because this time looking at the white, I'm not just thinking of innocence and purity and just trying to live, just trying to do your thing, right? And not wanting to take any shit. But it's the minds, right? Now I'm thinking of white being every color. I'm thinking of a rainbow, right? Like there's so much that this person wants to do. And right now it's really important to have that peace of mind. This is one of the 3 cards in the entire deck where the sword is going straight up. Her, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Swords are the only ones where the sword is going straight up. And this is going in 2 different directions. So I'm feeling this tug, this want, either or, but most of all, never again, right? Like, I don't even want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a shit. So my caution to you is be very careful. Interesting that they're like, you know, both ends of the spectrum are covered, right? But it's the same vibe that Someone may be having difficulty coming into a decision when really you may not even know what the heck the actual decision itself is yet, because it hasn't come in yet, right? You gotta wait. You gotta wait just a minute. This is a quick card. This is rapid. This is rapid, like speed, rapid action, right? But just don't close yourself off. Like here, like don't just be like, okay, I have what I have and I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to lose anything, so I'm just going to cling. And this is never again. Like like protecting oneself, protecting your heart. But there's so much red being represented until we come to this. And this is also one of those rare cards in the deck where we don't have anybody. So make sure that you're not losing yourself in this process, okay? With whatever funds coming up or adventure or opportunities, just keep your wits about you, okay? At least for the next couple of weeks and such, depending on what other cards come up. What's going to come up underneath the Four of Pentacles? The Queen of Wands. Okay. More wands. I like to consider the Queen of Wands like basically the Magician just came up. The King and Queen of Wands have been through a lot. I like to say trial by fire. You know what I mean? And they're like the phoenix coming out of the flames. They're very secure in who they are, and they take everything head on, right? With courage, with passion. So it's kind of like, but she's dressed in like gold. I mean, it depends on the deck, right? And the way the colors are. Sometimes they switch them around with this old Rider-Waite Smith deck. And that's speaking to me of the Golden Dawn. If you have everything that you need, if you know how to enable yourself, you're a hard worker, you've got a good job, you know, your skills and all that grooviness, right? Then what are you clinging to exactly? Whoever you are, you're an incredible human being. So what are you clinging to? What are you so afraid that you're closing yourself off from the abundance of the unknown? More abundance, right? Maybe it's like challenges and growth and abundance, like words kind of scare you because when you say the unknown and all possibilities, well, there's some bad shit in there too. But fam, you've already been there and done that. I ask you again, what are you afraid of? Right? If you know how to handle things, if you could see it coming from a mile away and bob and weave and dodge that shit, right? So that it doesn't even affect you, then what are you afraid of? Because you're capable of magnetizing towards you whatever you want. So be careful of the way you think, right? And make sure you're not drawing in negativity. Only love, only positivity and good vibes, right? We're not putting up with that toxic crap anymore, right? Been there, done that, book it. What's coming up underneath Justice? A 1 and a 2. So now the Magician has appeared. Like it's like I said the name, and there they are. This is your reminder that you have all of the tools you need, mainly within you, right? And whatever resources you could need, they're right there at your fingertips, right? There's the flow of life that needs to be respected by all of us, right? And I feel like that's been a bit disrupted for you in ways, and that's mainly where the fear is coming from. But in order to manifest your hopes and dreams, you know, your wants and desires, and make sure that your needs are met, you gotta chill. You gotta believe in yourself and handle life with grace. You know what I mean? Know that, yeah, there are times when things are really gonna hurt. They're gonna be difficult, but the worst is behind you. And you survived it. You learned from it, right? So cut any cords that are tethering you and binding you down so that you can thrive, because you are meant to thrive and you are meant to be in complete control of that. And that doesn't look like clinginess. When you're thriving and you're allowing come what may because you're not worried about it, you're secure within yourself, you're not clinging to shit, you're not afraid, right? Darn tootin'. What's coming up underneath the 8 of Wands? The 10 of Pentacles. There we go. This has been a painful cycle. A very painful cycle. So I don't blame you for never wanting to again. You know what I mean? But with one cycle ending, another is able to begin. And you need to keep that in mind with what's coming up here. Okay? You need to keep in mind that this is a lot of pain, a lot of literal backstabbing and being like, no, it's cool. Don't mind me. I got this, right? But it's an ending of a cycle, and a new one is trying to get through if you would stop clinging to shit, right? If you've changed your mind, if you're ready for something else, if you're like, you know what? I'm no longer devoting my everything to this anymore. It's depleting me, right? It's time to heal and thrive. So you need to figure out what you need to do about whatever that is, okay? Because it's time to move on. And you have stuff coming in with a quickness that's going to change stuff for you. And you need to be ready for that, okay? Karma, justice is balancing out those scales, okay? What's coming up underneath the 2 of Swords? Damn. The Ace of Pentacles. Everything. The Pentacles are everything. So this is like, there you go. You finally made that decision. If you're opening yourself up to the unknown and all possibilities, well, here you go. Here's some seeds. Some really great soil. You have fun with that. You're meant to. Right? What's the epilogue to the story? The Hanged Man. So if you're over here and you're kind of just like, what the fuck, right? Like if that's the present vibe, use it for a chance for enlightenment. Slow down, right? Chill. Let's get back to basics. Let's wipe the slate clean and get back to basics. Reacquaint yourself with yourself and alchemize this shit, okay? That's what you're being beckoned to do. That's what you're being encouraged to do. Alchemy. We have a lot of similar colors going on here. A lot of blues and oranges. But with this card, like, do you want to consider that the clouds are coming in? Because that thing's ending. So I'm telling you, no, the clouds are parting. And you can see that blue sky beyond it. All these lovely blue skies, even when you're just like, ugh. If you would take off the blindfold, you would realize that you got this beautiful blue sky going on here. Right? And with this one, here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Right? You've got this, fam. So you just get your head on right. Figure out, ask yourself, why am I clinging to these things? Why am I still here in this house, in this relationship, in this job, in this whatever it is that you've been feeling bogged down by recently, okay? Get down into that nitty gritty. It's okay. It's meant to help, right? If you need to see about some therapy to help you learn some new healthy coping mechanisms, so be it. May you have all of the resources and all of the opportunities that enable you to thrive, fam. Reach for them. They're right there for the taking. Claim that shit. What about the extra notes for this reading? Pack your... Hey! Pack your bags, baby. Bring me that horizon. Hey! That's what I'm talking about. What did I say? What did I say, fam? Hey! To new adventures, indeed. What's the other one? Oh, it's my favorite Neville Goddard quote. Bam! That's what you can ask yourself when you're trying to make this decision and trying to figure this shit out, and you're still in that environment, that painful environment, and you're so ready to move on and manifest your hopes and dreams. You got a list going. How would you feel if you were free? What does freedom mean to you right now? Don't worry about the details. Don't worry about the details. How would you feel if you didn't have to worry about bills, if you didn't have to worry about your responsibilities, if you didn't have to worry about a 9-to-5 job, if you didn't have to da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever responsibility you're needing to be reminded of and deal with, how would you feel if you were free? Right? Forget the details on the car, the town, you know what I mean? The clothes. That's just sprinkles on a sundae, you know what I mean? That's what that stuff is. How would you feel? Own that. It belongs to you, that feeling. Okay, fam? Oh, fam. Look at this. You got this, fam. You got this. You have quite a little moment that's coming up here, but you gotta let it come through. You gotta let it happen. You gotta enable it. Something tells me fate is stepping the fuck in, though, and it's gonna, you got your free will, and you got, it's just boosh, fam. It's just gonna boosh. Nice harmony action, you know what I mean? Thank you so much for keeping me company through this reading. I appreciate your patience. I got there eventually. And always remember that I love you.